Welcome to the UK Vocal Competition for Young Singers virtual award ceremony. This year marks the 9th annual UK Young Singers Competition, but the first in an online format. Thank you for joining us this year in this special online platform. We look forward to an afternoon of celebration, with interviews from our judges and past winners, announcement of this year's winners, and most importantly, music. Without further ado, here is your host for this afternoon, Dr. Everett McCorvey.
Hello and welcome to the first ever virtual UK Young Singers Competition award ceremony, sponsored by Opera Lex. I'm Everett McCorvey, and I am Professor of Voice and Director of Opera at the University of Kentucky. I also serve as Artistic Director for Opera Lex. We hope that you all are continuing to stay safe and healthy and happy during this time. And we are so excited to have you all here with us this afternoon. Thank you to everyone who participated in this competition and for adapting to a new way of doing things. And thank you to the parents and the voice teachers for helping these young singers prepare for the competition. And thank you to the young singers for being so flexible. Everyone at UK, including myself, appreciates your flexibility and hard work during these times. But before we jump into today's festivities, here's a quick look into our world here at UK Opera Theatre. Please enjoy these highlights from past productions.
Firenze come l'albero fiorito, che in piazza dei signori a tronco e fronde, ma le radici forze nuova portano, dalle convalli limpide e feconde. E Firenze germoglia dalle stelle, salgon pallagi sali e corri snelle.
Per buongiorno cambia panni, per poterci servir, cambia viso e naso, per poterci servir, cambia accento, testamento, per poterci servir. Bravo così, proprio così, oh Gianni, Gianni, nostro Salvatore.
Ecco ridente in cielo, spunta la bella aurora.
Per non morire, e nella contemplera chiamerò, chiamerò.
As many of you know, we're used to being together in person for this annual competition, and it usually coincides with the performances of our fall opera. So although we are not able to offer an in-person opera experience this semester, we are delighted to be able to present to you a virtual opera gala from the comfort of your own homes. This opera gala will feature many of our current UK Opera Theater students singing favorite arias, duets, and trios, along with some large chorus numbers. This event will premiere online later this fall. Now, here's a welcome message from the Dean of the UK College of Fine Arts, Dean Mark Shonda.
Hello, my name is Mark Shonda, and I won't be singing anything for you today. I have the pleasure of serving as the Dean of the College of Fine Arts at the University of Kentucky, and I want to thank you for your participation in the 2020 edition of the UK Competition for Young Singers. I'm sorry that we can't be together to celebrate your talents and hear your artistry, but as with all of us involved in the performing arts, we greatly look forward to a time when live performance is possible again. I'm thrilled that you took the risk to enter the competition. I congratulate you on your success to date, and I can't wait to see you on one of our stages in the not too distant future. Be safe and be well.
And now we're at the moment that we've all been waiting for, the announcement of the winners of this year's competition. We will start with the Encouragement Award. The winner of the Encouragement Award is Andrew Tran of Louisville, Kentucky. Please enjoy this performance by Andrew Tran. We would like to take a moment to say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the University of Kentucky College of Fine Arts and the UK School of Music. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, OperaLex, for providing the prize money for today's winners. None of this would be possible without your support. Often when a singer enters a competition, they don't have the opportunity to hear feedback from the judges. We are now going to turn and talk with our competition judges about the quality of the singing that they heard in this competition. And I've also asked them to offer some pointers on what they look for when they're judging a vocal competition. Please welcome Dr. Lisa Clark, Marlon Hurst, and Michael Rentema. The first question I want to ask you, and I'll start with you, Marlon, is what you thought about the competition this year and the quality of singers that you heard.
Well, it was. This is one of the favorite things that I do all year long. Is listening to these singers. I'm always impressed with the level of accomplishment and the level of engagement that the students obviously have with the music that they're singing. And this year was no different. The online format was interesting because when we're live, we have to make our comments very quickly. We only get to hear them once, and then we move on to the next singer. So being able to actually look up, in some cases, the scores so that I could look at the text that was being sung and to go back and revisit places and to be able to put comments that say maybe, at the 1 minute and 5 second mark, things like that. Was very interesting for online.
Lisa, what did you notice about the quality?
Well, I too, like Marlon, I always look forward to this as a teacher and somebody who's looking to see and be encouraged by what young singers are doing. I think that the fact that there were 35 submissions this year really spoke to how this competition is growing and how it's attracting people to come and compete. So I feel very inspired and encouraged by all the work that the young people put into their recordings. There was such a variety of rep. With them only having to prepare 2 songs, it did make it a little easier to kind of listen to everything, but like Marlon said, it gave us an opportunity to really take the time to focus on detail, I think, which helps with giving more meaningful comments when you're not so pressed to provide them.
I follow up exactly what Marlon and Lisa said as well. I've been judging this competition for quite a few years also, and it is one of the most inspiring things that I do all year because just to see the level of accomplishment that these young students have. And I marvel and just cannot send out there my admiration to all these voice teachers that are obviously doing incredible work with young singers. And I think that I'm not a voice teacher, I'm a pianist, but I think in my observation that working with young singers is kind of a specialty, to be honest with you. I know that voice teachers can teach at every level, but I think that there's a lot of times there's a special gift for those voice teachers who are teaching the young singers. And I admire that very much.
I think that there's a lot of value in these recorded submissions because I think having that visual reminder of what they've submitted to go along with our comments is going to go a long way in helping to have them make sense of what we're saying, because sometimes it's directly something that you can see, and if you're not able to go back and watch that again, then you miss out on the opportunity to learn from that. As far as pointers, things like I think that the videos for me that seem to at least visually work the best were the ones where I could see more than just the singer from, say, here up. I think a 3/4, at least 3/4 length shot looks really good. Making sure that you are an adequate distance from the camera is helpful. Making sure that the lighting is balanced.
I felt like that all 3 of us, my apologies for speaking for my fellow judges, but can see through all of the technical issues, trying to do the best we can to look through all of those technical things to see and hear the real you. And that's what we were looking to shine through.
All judges that you hear, they are rooting for you. They are not, sitting there, oh, let me see what they mess up this time. And, they're rooting for you to do the best job that you can. And I know whenever I sing, I always think about my mindset is that I'm singing for my friends who want me to do well. They're not out there judging and wanting me to mess up. And so I think that's a great point.
I was impressed that, first of all, the technology that we have access to, even at just an entry level, is pretty amazing. The fact that you can come up with a very clear audio recording from an iPhone, I think is quite impressive. So if you have access to an external microphone where you can vary the placement of that and play around with that, that would be something I would highly recommend. You can pick up a decent quality external microphone for around $50 or $60, so they're not terribly price prohibitive, certainly less than the cost of a new iPhone. I think what Lisa said about the 3/4, at least a 3/4 shot is good. So you don't want to be too far away. You don't want to be too close. Again, balance in all of these things is really key. It's good for us to be able to see as judges how the singer is engaging the breathing mechanism, how they're standing, the posture that they have as well. So to be able to see that, if it's too close, you can't see that so well.
I know that from watching my own students here at UK, the stress level is high when they are making these recordings. And you work very hard to try to encourage them to just keep doing it and, make a little practice tape maybe of half of the song and make sure everything is balanced, as Marlon was saying. But what comments and what can you give to the students to help them to keep the stress level down?
My advice is the same advice that I would give if we were not in a technological situation. And that would be that to learn how your body responds under stress, you have to put your body under stress. And the way to do that is to perform. So to learn how to perform better means perform more. And I think the same would apply for the stress that you might be involved with making these technical recordings, is record more. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be with it. And the more you do it, you will learn lessons about what your body does under stress, and the tensions and bad habits that appear under stress. And you can start to learn to address those. So my encouragement to all of these students and all the students out there is keep doing, keep singing, keep learning, and do as much as you possibly can and enjoy it. Because it's great, it's fun. This is why we make music. Keep making music.
That's great, Michael. Thank you very much. Marlon, any parting comments and that you might have?
There were some students who were very obviously thinking about their technique. They were thinking about, the vowel formation and the breath support, which you have to do all of that. There were others, though, who was fairly obvious that they really understood what they were singing. They understood the text. They understood the emotion behind the text. So the technique has to be in place. But if mentally you can find yourself in a place where you are telling a story or you're conveying meaning or expressing emotion, then I think you can forget about maybe the nerves or the pressure, and you can just take on that role and embody that role. And that takes study. It takes knowing what it is that you're singing. And oftentimes the poetry may be esoteric, and the opera plot might be it may be convoluted or to some extent, and you may be dealing with a foreign language that you don't understand. So you have to get underneath all of those things. And if you can do that and embody, I think, what it is that you're singing, that's also a step removed from, oh my gosh, I'm recording myself singing and everybody's looking at me. So I would suggest it to dive more deeply into the texts.
We as artists, no matter what the medium is, whether it be singing or whether it be visual arts or whatever it is, we have to really think about, what do I have to say and why should people listen to me say this? And as young people making music, I think they have to understand that there is such value in them communicating from their from their perspective, they may not have all the life experience to really understand, if the song text is something, more serious, or that maybe an older, somebody who has more life experience under their belt. But I think that they have to figure out, what is my story? What am I trying to say? And then make that the focus of their performance. And like Marlon said, that takes time, it takes dedication, it takes experimenting and figuring out how you embed that into your performance. But I think that's really important, and can help to kind of take the edge off of what seems like a really anxiety inducing setting. But other things that I would say are, listen to your teachers. I used to not listen to my teachers, and about things that I didn't recognize how important they were, because they seemed so simple that I didn't understand the impact that something so simple as posture and stillness and quietness in the body can have such a huge impact on how you sing and how your performance is taken in by another person. So for me, I really appreciated those singers that were very composed. And again, it seems like it's something so simple, but it makes a big difference whether they're a very beginning singer or they're a more experienced, more mature singer. Fundamental things like that make a big difference. Just listen to your teachers, because they really are trying to guide you to find the best version of of yourself as a singer. So listen to them. That's my advice.
Thank you all so much for doing this. This has been great. And now the announcement of the second place award. Well, this year I'm going to have to say second place awards, because the judges have scored 3 people with the same score for the second place award. The second place award winners will receive $1,500 apiece. The second place award winners are Callista Case from Lexington, Kentucky, Natalie Monell from Louisville, Kentucky, and Emily Reedy from Lexington, Kentucky. They will each receive $1,500.
Ma
Recently, one of our UK Young Singers Competition alumni was interviewed by a local television station for their senior spotlight. Ruthie Sangster, a recent graduate of UK, was interviewed by Jennifer Palumbo of WLEX. Please enjoy this special spotlight.
Best and brightest performers come to Lexington for the University of Kentucky's Opera Theater program. The class of 2020 includes a Kentucky native who hopes to perform on even bigger stages. Jennifer Palumbo has today's LAX 18 Senior Salute.
Musical talent runs in the family for Ruthie Sangster. Growing up in Simpsonville, it didn't take her long to find her voice.
I've always sung, I have musical parents who have been very supportive of me, and so I've always done theater and choir all through school. In middle school, I got involved with the Louisville Youth Choir, and through that, I began taking private voice lessons, auditioned for the Governor's School for the Arts, and from there, I was kind of hooked on opera and musical theater. And
she found a way to combine her love for both through the University of Kentucky's Opera Theater program. She graduated with majors in vocal performance and arts administration.
It's something that is very strong and very amazing, thanks to Dr. Everett McCorvey, of course, and especially for a public university to have the kind of program that we do. We're very fortunate to be competitive against all of the big major voice conservatories across the nation.
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry.
Ruthie Sangster got valuable experience on stage at UK, from roles in Showboat to the annual production of It's a Grand Night for Singing. And now she's ready for an even bigger stage.
You're a teaser, you turn 'em on, leave 'em burning and then you're gone. Looking out for another, anyone will do, you're in the mood for dance.
It takes a lot of drive, it takes a lot of passion, because there's a lot of rejection. It's a very competitive field, and I've definitely had to kind of acclimate myself to all of the no's, but there always will be that one yes, and that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Good luck to Ruthie Sangster and the class of 2020. Covering the news from my home in Lexington, Jennifer Palumbo, LEX 18 News.
I would like to take a moment to introduce the voice faculty here at the University of Kentucky. Together, we make a great team. We work together to develop young artists, and we help them reach their goals. Our voice faculty are Dr. Elizabeth Arnold, Dr. Dennis Bender, Dr. Angelique Clay, Professor Cynthia Lawrence, and Dr. Noemi Lugo. And our vocal coaching faculty are Professor Cliff Jackson, Dr. Tedrin Blair Lindsay, and Professor Nan McSwain. We work very closely with our choral faculty, and they are Dr. Lori Hetzel, Dr. Jefferson Johnson, and Professor Elizabeth Wilson. Before we announce our first place winner, I would like for you to hear from some of our previous winners. It's always great to hear what they have to say and to hear what they are doing. Welcome to all of you for being here, and thank you for taking the time to do this. First thing I want to know is, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. It's a very odd year, to say the least, but I think the UK has done a great job of still trying to get us to actually get our experience with our degree in vocal performance. We're adapting and we're overcoming, and it's great. So I'm doing great. And that's about that.
I'm doing really well as well. I have to agree with Harrison. I think UK is handling this situation really as best as we can. I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm a senior here at UK.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to make music with chorale and also with opera and all the opportunities that UKOT has managed to provide given the situation. Like, I'm so excited for everything. But yeah, I'm a senior vocal performance major.
So I'm a freshman at Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech has done a very good job of making sure we get in-person, a little bit of in-person voice lessons and online voice lessons. But yes, it has been a very, very odd year, but Virginia Tech has done a great job.
What's the one thing that you want to tell high school students as they prepare for college that you either didn't know or were surprised about when you got to college?
Definitely learn how to prioritize when you're still in high school, because you're going to have theory homework, you're going to have gen ed homework, you're going to have sightseeing homework, piano, all of this stuff. And then you're going to have to, dig deep into your rep on top of that. So just learn how to prioritize, take it one topic, one subject at a time. And yes, just prioritize.
I think my biggest piece of advice just for college in general is to be prepared for how tired you're going to be. Even like I'm someone, I pride myself on getting 8 hours of sleep. And even then there are times when I feel very, very drained. And so with that being said, know when to take time for yourself, know when it's time for you to take a step back. And sometimes if you really have to, you might need to pass up on an opportunity because it's going to be too much. Like that might be this, the straw that breaks the camel's back. And know when you just need to take a breather, and it is okay. It is totally okay to say, I'm doing too much right now. I need to take a few days. I just need to sit on my couch and watch some Netflix and take a whole bunch of naps, and then I'll be ready to hit the ground running, but I just need time to recuperate.
One thing I would tell myself in high school is to really figure out a practice schedule. Your college experience, especially in a voice program, is going to be so much more meaningful if you work out times to practice every day. Even if it's not an hour, it's just 30 minutes, even if you just have time to warm up and get your voice singing, figure out time to practice, because you're gonna grow so much quicker and make so much bigger leaps in your progress if you really are practicing.
This is more so for going into college and the college application and with music school audition process. Don't spread yourself so thin with applications and auditions that you can't really prepare well enough for one, and you don't do your best in one that you really want to do well in. I applied and auditioned for 4 schools, and that was still incredibly stressful. Not so much as the application process was, but still just knowing that I had to do my best in each of those, because I only had 4 shots. 4 shots to go to do my best and prove that I have what it takes. And if you're out there doing I know someone who's applied for 10 schools, and they were extremely stressed about it and knew that they didn't do their best in their auditions. And my only advice is that you have to know your limits when it comes to how many high stress, high pressure things that you can do in a short period of time are.
That is fantastic advice. I think if the high school students follow your advice, they will be very successful in college, all of you. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for taking the time to be here today and to talk with the high school students who are involved in the competition. We are extremely proud of all of you, and we will be following your career for your entire lives, no matter what you do. So you always know that you have a home here at UK Opera Theater, at UK, and with the faculty that you've already been engaged with. So good luck to all of you, and thank you for doing this. And now for our first place grand prize winner. The first place winner will receive $2,000 from OperaLex. The first place winner this year is Dana Mays from Spring, Texas. Now please enjoy a performance by Dana Mays. Wow, what a great day. Thank you again to all of the talented young singers that participated in this year's virtual UK vocal competition for young singers. And congratulations to all of our winners. We hope that next year, 2021, we'll be able to be with you in person. But until then, please stay safe, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart, and follow the regulations so that we can all be together again next year. And of course, when you're looking for universities, we hope that you will consider the University of Kentucky. Thank you all so much and have a great afternoon. To learn more about the Voice and Opera program at the University of Kentucky, contact us at www.ukoperatheater.org.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you to all our sponsors for this event. This would not be possible without your support. Be sure to join UK Opera Theatre for more music and celebration later this fall by tuning in to our online opera gala.